What's going on, everybody? Sorry we had a long delay. Weather does play a role. Let's get it. It's the Sportz Nuts.
The Sportz Nuts are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nuts.
Hey, how's it, everybody? Welcome to literally your favorite sports talk show ever. It is the Sportz Nuts. Hope you guys had an absolutely amazing weekend. Sorry we are coming on late. We understand we are coming late. Weather does play a huge role in everything we do, and Shane will allude to you that Mother Nature had other plans for apparently a lot of the western North Carolina region and also the upstate of South Carolina.
Well, I can tell you this, the thunder and everything outside still sounds like my stomach after about 5 days of not eating. So
Yeah, it's been interesting, and I don't know if you guys can kind of see behind me the sky. It looks lighter on the camera, but it actually is pretty dark outside. There's some rough weather coming. But hey, real quick, want to let everybody know this episode is going to be a lot of fun. Special shout out, though, to everybody tuning in live on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, and all the other radio stations we air on. And also our international audience, which, by the way, we now air officially, y'all, in 57 countries worldwide. We are beyond thankful that you guys cannot imagine the amount of thankfulness we have for that. But Shane, man, happy to see you. Happy Tuesday. Obviously, the weather did play a role in a lot of things we did this afternoon. But how are you doing, man?
oh man, I've been doing good. The weather really hasn't got here yet. Like I said, it's just making noise right now. But you hear that noise coming from behind you. Eventually, somebody's going to show up and get you.
That's right.
Just like any great horror movie.
And just to give an example, folks, that's what it looks like on the radar. So it's coming this way.
Oh yeah, and it's got to come through me before it gets to you. So you
Yep.
know how that can go.
Yep.
Especially up here in these mountains. But man, it's been a great start of the week. A lot of stuff's happened, and a lot of stuff's happened just in the past 2 hours since me and you got off the phone. So,
Yes.
so I can't wait to get into it, man. And looking forward to tonight's episode for sure.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it either. Matt will be joining us momentarily. We did an interview last night, actually, with our good friends Chase Cravey and his entire crew of Dirty Fanatics United that will air momentarily. He is uploading it as we speak. Also, if you guys do live on the island of Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu, and you need somebody to help cater to your family outings, any corporate events, whatnots, send me a message at brandonkeeleronradio@gmail.com, and we will get you in touch with our good friend Bobby at Kalama's Cuisine. Thank you, Bobby, for sponsoring us. Also, we have a couple more sponsors that are coming. They're going to send us their logo, and we are happily accepting more sponsors by the day. Send myself an email, send Matt or Shane a correspondence as well, and we'll get you set up with some of the best rates possible with our sponsorship. So a lot of good deals going on that one. Like I said, Matt will be here momentarily. We are going to do a little something different, actually, as well. We have a new segment we do whenever we don't have a guest. It is called, Shane, what is it called again?
It's going to be the top 5 in a nutshell.
Yep, it is 5 of the top sports headlines that are there since our last episode. So we're really excited on that one. The topics are just like basic things that are going on in all the sports that we feel they should get highlights. So while we're waiting for Matt to come on, let's go ahead and start doing it. Cody Bellinger, out 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. Are the Yankees now buyers before the deadline, or are they sellers? What do you think, Shane? Buyers or sellers?
Well, I mean, they're still in the conversation here. So, if you're the Yankees, you have to be buyers right now because you do have that leg up on Boston. But with Boston and their 15-game win streak that they just went on, that AL East race has extremely tightened up, and you could see possibly, if it wasn't for some of these other teams in the AL, possibly all 3 of these teams making the playoffs and could make a reasonable run. The biggest question with that is, will Tampa Bay do anything? Or are they going to be sellers or buyers in the position that they're in?
That is a very good question on that one. I personally think they need to be buyers because they're doing a really good job this year. I mean, they have the lowest the lowest payroll of the entire league, and they're one of the better teams. So definitely on that one. Now we're going to have Matt do this one, but Shane, wasn't there a certain person who may have signed an extension? Who made that be?
Wasn't really an extension. It was a contract for a 1 year, $27.7 million for Draymond Green to re-sign with the Golden State Warriors. With the LeBron talk that they had, he deferred until LeBron made his decision, and they're paying him. This actually makes him the second longest active player as far as tenure at one team at 14 years. The only other player to have the longest active tenure at one team is his teammate and Steph Curry. That's they didn't get LeBron, but they were able to keep that core. I believe I saw somewhere 80 other moves have been made by other NBA teams this offseason as far as additions to players. You know how many the Warriors have?
Goose egg, yeah. Did you see that there's some report that Steph Curry might be wants to leave Golden State and go to like San Antonio or Charlotte even?
I've heard it's gaining a lot more traction going to Charlotte, being kind of a mentor to that young core that they have, and especially closer to home for him.
His dad still lives up in Charlotte.
But that's gaining a little bit more traction. I love to hear it because Charlotte if this young core is as good as they were last year, if not better, then we could see a push for a true playoff seed, not a play-in seed.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt's texting me. Now, also, though, Shane, didn't something happen with Notre Dame that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, well, I saw that and wanted to highlight it, as me and you were talking earlier. But I'll go ahead and take it just a little bit of a step back, maybe a couple of hours. Ohio State announced that Chase Financial or Chase Investments they're going to have a patch, Chase Bank, whatever entity you want to go with.
It's JP Chase Morgan, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's still the same logo.
Yep.
The Chase logo, and that was signed for $17 million a year, as a patch sponsor for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Well, not just a couple moments later, the news pops up. Notre Dame inks the largest patch deal with SoFi Technologies, and it's worth anywhere from 18 to $20 million per year. So if you want to, you can go out to social media and look at the memes, because they've got Ohio State and Notre Dame kind of picking on the Big 12 and their $1 million a year patch deal with Monster. So those are pretty good to see. But I mean, of course, you've got exclusive rights to Peacock and NBC as one of the only college football, or the only college football program, other than whoever you play, being on that network. So, hey.
Hey, did you also see though
see the money
about
coming in?
Oh yeah, well, did you also see that you mentioned YouTube Peacock? Did you see YouTube and Peacock now? If you have YouTube Premium, you get Peacock included at no cost for you. That came on the news today, and I'm like, oh yay, just another thing to go spend money on is what I feel. Also Kirk Cousins has got the starting nod over Fernando Mendoza to open up training camp in Las Vegas. I like this move. You don't want to throw a player like Fernando Mendoza under the bus. Obviously, I'm about to say Oakland. Oh my goodness, the Las Vegas. I'm so still caught up in that. It's so weird. But the Las Vegas Raiders, they're not exactly a team to write home to mom about right now. They are getting better, and it's a good opportunity for Fernando Mendoza to sit and learn, kind of get the understanding, because college football versus the NFL is drastically different. It's faster, it's harder hitting, everything and different. And a lot of amazing college quarterbacks, they just stink the joint up when they go to the pros, and it's unfortunate. It happens. I mean, everybody knows most notable one is Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell. I mean, there's so many that we can't name in between. So I think this is a good move, honestly, for Fernando Mendoza for the future. And look, Kirk Cousins knows he is not going to be the face of the franchise. He knows that. But I do want to say this, Shannon. I guarantee you're probably there with me. Can we get Kirk Cousins' agent to be our agent too? I mean, the dude is absolutely smart with how to get the money. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well. Also, this is Kirk Cousins taking first team reps, opening in training camp. This doesn't mean that the battle is not settled.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So from what you hear around them is, the way Kirk Cousins has been known to kind of study and be a true kind of studier of the game and understand offenses and stuff like that. Mendoza has been compared to that, and you put those two together, you never know where we could go from there. So this is just the open training camp. By the end of the preseason, we'll know for sure. But I'm with you in the regards and let them sit and lessen injury. And then, once you're out of that true contention, go ahead and make the change.
Exactly. Don't do what happened with Derek Carr. Is it Derek or David? Who was the one that was originally drafted by Houston? Was it Derek?
David.
Don't want to have it happen to David, where you get thrown into a bus and you're, and look, the Raiders O-line is not exactly a line that's going to stop anybody just yet. So you don't want to have something similar happen where you throw Fernando Mendoza, the number one pick in the draft, into a situation he can't handle. You have absolutely.
Well, the good thing is they actually have a little bit of a running game. So they
little guy named Ashton Genty. You maybe you all have heard of him. Played at Boise State.
They're a young team, but they're rebuilding, and we'll definitely see where it goes from there.
And this should actually, I think personally, it's going to be a better season than a lot of people are predicting for the Raiders. they've been dealt a really bad hand. I don't think they've really had anything to be excited about since Rich Gannon era, and that just shows a long time. It's been a long time. I think that was actually the last time they won.
Tuck rule.
That was the last time. Yeah, I think that was the last time they actually won a playoff was with Rich Gannon, if I'm not mistaken. So, now Shane, I watched it yesterday, and I was texting you back and forth with this one. What did you think of the Brickyard 400? And maybe tell everybody who won the Brickyard 400.
Oh yeah, well, it's me and one of the guys at work that we sit there and we have shop talk about sports. As I say it was prime time for Heim time.
Oh boy!
When it comes to the Brickyard 400 there in Indianapolis in the Story Grounds, Corey Heim won the Brickyard 400. It's pretty good race. A little bit more testy than expected.
Just a little, right?
And as that being mentioned, shout out to Todd Gilliland, complete underdog, being the 26th seed, I believe it was, in the NASCAR's in-season bracket style playoff tournament. Won $1 million over Ryan Blaney.
Yeah. And did you hear they asked him that? They said, where are you taking him to dinner? He said, I don't know. And he said, and the girl goes, why don't you take him to a couple steak dinners? And the whole, I was like, yeah, let's go get a steak dinner. And he's like, I don't know about that.
yeah, but, shout out to him for winning that. But, let's get back on Corey Heim winning the Brickyard 400. This is his second win this season alone, yet he's only had 8 starts this season. Somebody who is full-time in NASCAR and has run 22 races this year, and Connor Zelich is actually behind him in points.
That's crazy.
And this being his second win this season, this is his second win in 15 races. And that, that's a historical mark going back to, this is the best opening record for any driver since 1965 and AJ Foyt.
Wow. That's crazy. Think about that for a second, man. Like, that's a long time in between. And, I got to do the math. 75, 85, 95, to 50, 60 years ago. Over 60 years ago. Daggum. That's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And that just goes to show this young man is doing absolutely amazing things with it. Hey, our guy Chase from Dirty Fanatics United is in the chat. We are almost done, Chase, uploading the interview. It'll be here momentarily, I promise you. It will be up here, and we are excited. We are eagerly ready to this. Guys, if you get a chance, now, we can't tell you what to do, but if you are interested in learning more about Dirty Fanatics United, please consider going on to their YouTube channel at DFU. I believe it's DFU_ATL, actually. And click subscribe. Chase, Cody, Philip, Rick, David, Robert. I know I'm missing one other person too. There's somebody to remember, but they're some of the best content you will ever find for your Atlanta Falcons. I mean, all of our guys and our friends and everything with our guests are just absolutely amazing. So Matt said that the interview is almost complete, so we're really excited about that one. So,
and, we had to have a little bit of banter back and forth. Just kind of, if I don't blend in too much, but the old Panther Game Day Cup, we had to give them a hard time about that. So,
ain't nothing wrong giving them a little hard time.
It wasn't anything too bad, but, we can say that, being the defending champs of the division.
You only have it for 365 days. So
hey, but I'm going to take it. Of course, it's the NFC South. I don't think that we've had a consecutive winner since Carolina in 15 and 16.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's been over a decade. That's crazy. It's been that long. That's really crazy. Hey, but while we're waiting for all the interviews to be uploaded, here's a list of the upcoming episodes, so you guys do know what to look forward to. We're really excited. All part of the game. I'll hold my L, is what Chase just said. Oh, all right. So episode 250. Finally, we have made it to 250 on America's 250. It is this Friday, July the 31st. Our good friend Abe Gordon is back. What else can we talk with Abe about? We're going to get into some serious mischief.
Serious mischief. And the trade deadline is Monday at 4 o'clock.
And Abe is going to be. Abe has got some serious insights. We're excited about that one. Episode 251 will be Tuesday, August the 4th. It is season 6 finale. We are joined by a good friend of mine. His name is Ben Caminos. Ben is a very good sports reporter, a very good reporter in general. You're going to really like what he talks about. I really enjoy talking with Ben. Ben's a good guy. So then episode 252. Now, this one is a special episode. There will be no sports talk on this episode that day. Thursday, August the 13th. A really, really good friend of mine. He's actually one of my idols. He is one of the best storytellers you will ever hear. His name is Kamaka Pile of Aloha Authentic, formerly as well at KHON2. Our good friend Rob DeMello works there. You're not going to want to miss this, though. He is going to actually tell you the story about one of the most historic towns ever in the history of Hawaii. And it's going to talk about Haleiwa. And also, he is going to tell you a true Hawaiian prayer. Like, he's actually going to do it to start the show. So, mahalo nui, seriously, to Kamaka for this absolute amazing opportunity. Wait, rumor has it Tua came into camp with a discreet injury not yet reported. Oh, my goodness. Already talking about injury. That's crazy. And then episode 253, season 7. Now, we were going to do it on Friday the 14th, but because it's also Matt's birthday, Shane's out of town, Ben's out of town, all three of us. So all three out of the four are going to be there. So
and as you see it, coming soon.
Yep, it's coming soon. We have moved it to Tuesday, August the 18th. We are going to be joined by a familiar face. He is the play-by-play of your ECHL Greensboro Gargoyles. We're talking about the one, the only Casey Detzel. So really excited about having him on. And then episode 254, Friday, August 21st, Marcus McCollum is back. We are eagerly ready to talk to Marcus about everything. And then episode 255 will be Tuesday, August 25th. As you guys know, that's our boy Tony Gladstone is back for his Tony Knows Ball series. We have a lot more guests booked, I promise you guys. Let me see. I'm going to double check to make sure it is up. So the interview we had with Chase last night and his entire team was to give us a little rundown of of what their expectations are going into the 2026-2027 season for the Atlanta Falcons. Who could be their dark horse even? We got that good solid answers from, not only did we get it from Chase, we got it from David, we got it from Robert, we got it from Cody, which is actually my cousin actually on that show. We had so much fun talking with them. I didn't want to end because I had a lot of fun talking with them. But yes, you guys are going to enjoy this one. I'm double checking right now.
If we didn't end it, then we probably would have had a whole episode.
I know, right?
Just went ahead and aired it for you guys, and then kind of come on
at the very end.
A little bit later,
yeah, it was a really, really in-depth interview. I had a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun talking with them. Chase and his entire team they are something to behold. They are amazing guys, great content, and I'm not just saying that because Cody's also my cousin. They really do have a lot of informative, indirect. Just when Matt just said it's almost finished uploading is what he just told me. So when it comes in, I promise you guys, you're going to really thoroughly enjoy. So while we're going to wait for the interview to talk up, all right. That was a loud clap of thunder here. Was that you or here?
I think that's you.
That was loud. Boy, that was loud.
A little bit of rain now.
Yeah, just a big clap of thunder. All right, so while we're waiting for Matt to upload this, who has one of the best introductions for college football? Now, obviously, we know about Neyland and all, and the Rocky Top, and Lane Stadium, and all that other stuff. But, sorry, I have a little. Hold on, come here, Aspen, come here. I have a little eyes watching. Say hi. There's Miss Aspen. But obviously, we are partially biased to our favorite stadiums. But put yourself in a prime time game right now, like nighttime game, best time ever, you don't have to compete with 100 different football games going on right now. Which games are you attending simply because of their unique introductions? I want you guys to give me your top three. So Shane, obviously I know which one is you would like to favor the most, but put your bias aside. Which others would you like to attend?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and first say y'all know that number one.
Yes.
And it's been voted number one best college football entrance across the country since they've been doing it. So, hey, we may not have had some great seasons here in the past, but at least we get look forward to the start of the game.
Yep.
Which is one of the kind of jokes that we've always had when tech teams aren't doing real well. Is hey, we spend more fireworks on the introduction than we do during the game. But a couple others. I'm going to highlight 2001 South Carolina. I've been there many a times. You get the whole Space Odyssey theme, and then Cocky comes out in the cage with the sparklers and everything else. It's just a different atmosphere at night, especially with the new LED lights and everything, where they go from black and they fade into the red and the white. It's definitely a great entrance to watch. uh, and one we kind of emulated because of our former coach Steve Tannehill being an alumni of the USC. I mentioned him. His birthday had just passed, so rest in peace, Tannehill. But one that I'm not particularly a fan of this team, but one that I would love to go see for that primetime matchup, which they don't have many primetime matchups. They're in the big house at Michigan. When they run out the center and they slap Big Blue, it was kind of in between that one and the Penn State whiteout kind of deal.
Yes.
But now I can tell you, like the entrances are one thing, but a lot of schools have focused in on that third and fourth quarter break, like Wisconsin does, with jump around.
Oh my God, that's so cool when they do that too.
Yeah. So we might have to have another kind of top three on the third and fourth quarter deal because I know Ben would love to weigh in on it with the way they do Dixieland Delight down there in Alabama.
Yes. I mean, there are a lot of good introductions. Cassie told me to mention this one with regards to, oh my gosh, brain fart. Oh, with Clemson. You know how Clemson runs down the hill?
Yeah, the most exciting 25 seconds in college football.
Yep, how they drive around the stadium in the buses and then they come and they run down the hill. It's really exciting.
Well, Coach T loved that. So, like, part of our deal was we drove the buses from our locker room down and then entered as Carolina would.
Yeah.
So combine the best of best of both worlds. Wow, I can talk. But the best of both worlds there for the state of South Carolina in that little small 1A school in Chesterfield that we eventually brought back to prominence.
Yes, I think it's awesome. And my next one is because I'm definitely biased on this one. With Hawaii, how they do the Hawaii 5-0 intro, and they put the girl on the surfboard, and she's hanging 10 going through, and then they play the Hawaii 5-0 theme. There's just so many cool things about that one, and they actually have a warrior that comes out and they charge out with warrior sounds. Really cool. And then my last one I'm gonna have to say, God, there's so many good ones. I think I'm gonna have to say it. Neyland Stadium. That one is by far one of the coolest. I mean, they do I wish that they sing Rocky Top on there and they play it. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, and definitely when they have that Halloween night game with uniforms.
Yes, I love it. All right, Matt, look at me. Is it good? Do a thumbs up if it's good. All right, he's a thumbs up. All right, so here is the interview with last night with the entire Dirty Fanatics crew. You can turn the volume on there, Matt. Hang on. We're almost here. We're sorry. We're no, this is bad. Huh? This is terrible TV. Still can't hear the radio. You can't hear it, Matt. Maybe I have to bring you on. Let's see. Try it now, Matt.
Can you hear me now? You can hear
Yeah,
me,
we can
right?
hear you.
All right, let's see if this thing can play. Let's, can you hear it?
No.
Okay. All right, let me change the audio.
Sorry, y'all. We're trying to get it going. I promise you. The reason why we didn't fully upload it because Matt will tell you it's a bunch of time to upload would still be going over and over and over. And so let's see here. I apologize for this, folks. And I don't know why my dog just ran down the stairs as happy as humanly possible, but she did. You might hear her running up the stairs. Oh my goodness, Matt, you're killing us here, Smalls. By the way, I want to give a special shout out to the Easley Doodlebugs. This is today was their final regular season game they play in the playoffs, August 2nd and August 3rd. So definitely, they're playoff games.
Where's the playoffs?
They don't know yet. Michael has said they haven't found they don't know if they're going to do it in Easley or if they're going to do it in Malden, one of the two. But it's going to be between Easley, Malden, and the team from Orangeburg. So those three will be in the playoffs because there was another team, but they folded right before the season started. Shout out definitely goes to them. We were going to go to the game tonight, obviously, for reasons why we didn't because of the weather. God, weather plays a key role in everything. While we were waiting on Matt to get everything going, all right, so I'm going to ask you this, Shane, okay? It's the final 2.5 minutes of a game, of a professional football game. You need one of the four quarterbacks on this list, and I'm going to tell you the list. It's Brett Favre, John Elway, Steve Young, and Dan Marino. You have 2.5 minutes. It's the game-winning drive for a Super Bowl. You have to do it to get the winning Super Bowl, okay? Who are you choosing from this list to win you the Super Bowl and why?
Oh man, well, my heart, and my fandom says go with Brett Favre, but I'm not. I mean, as great as a quarterback overall, he was a true gunslinger. So in that pressure situation, you've got to put it in tight windows. I possibly believe that he could, but you've also got to make the right decision, which he's a gunslinger. So hey, they see something, they're shooting at the hip.
Was it ever true?
Who I would go with in this situation would be Steve Young. Kind of a 2.5 minute guy, a true game manager. And if you're talking about nowadays, you look at it, the quarterbacks in the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes, they sit there and say, don't give them a minute and a half. You're talking about a whole extra minute.
Yes.
So definitely don't want to score too early. He's kind of that underdog and not really a big guy with too strong of an arm. Ran the offensive system well, knew the plays, would make calls. So that's definitely why I would go with Steve Young. And if I'm not mistaken, he was kind of proven to do it once, if not twice. Not saying the other quarterbacks aren't great. I definitely put Favre as the second one I would go to just based on his ability. Marino never got to the big game and won the ring. I could see him being the man though. But definitely he's never been there. You don't know how he would perform.
That's true. He could fold under pressure.
And then Elway, he had a lot of stuff around him when he won a Super Bowl. So you can kind of put it there, but definitely the guy that I'm going to go with is Steve Young here.
Ooh, I like that. So I'm kind of a little torn about this too, Shane, because I see your points on that one. I never liked John Elway. I don't know why. he just rubbed me the wrong way. But he was a darn good quarterback, one of the best ones. I would say, I'm gonna say the same thing. Give me Steve Young, because Steve Young, he was one of the true first, and I hate to say this too, one of the true first white quarterbacks that was mobile. Steve Young was extremely mobile, but he was extremely athletic and very accurate with his passes. So I would say Steve Young would be my first. If I did the second one, I'm going to do the same thing with you, Shane. Brett Favre. Now, Brett Favre, he was a gunslinger. Boy, he could throw. I mean, there were times they did interviews and said that when he threw the ball, if you were not paying attention and that ball hit your hands, it definitely hurt.
Oh yeah. Well, there's been stories like I read in his biography where wide receivers would come up to him after practice and tell him, not to throw so hard because
Yeah,
they would miss the ball and the word Wilson would be imprinted in their chest from where it hit them.
Yeah, the way it looked, he didn't look like it, but no, he was boom, and he would shoot that ball as fast as humanly possible, and it would, crazy things would happen. So I would definitely say Steve Young, and then I would say Brett Favre on the next one. And then, of course, John Elway, and because, again, Marino never got the chance to be in a Super Bowl, it's not been proven, but he could. He's one of the great quarterbacks that's ever played this game. But you never know how people handle in that kind of situation.
That's what we all thought Cam Newton was a great quarterback until that Super Bowl game.
Yep, Matt, are we good? Do a thumbs up. Can you see me, Matt? Okay, he said 1 minute.
He said un momento.
Yeah, he said 1 moment. He literally just did that. So I apologize that we're taking a long time on getting that interview. We definitely are excited to interview. So since we're waiting on that one, let's go to the next topic. The year is 2005. The scene, the Masters. The spot, it is hole 16. One of the most iconic golf shots ever took place, and Tiger Woods won the Masters that year. It was one of the most memorable events ever in sports. Tiger's dad was on his deathbed, and it was the moment that was set off one of the greatest runs in PGA Tour history with Tiger Woods. So let's go back in time a little bit to that moment. First off, try and remember what you were doing the day that shot dropped. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Tiger Woods chipped this ball in, and he had to make par to have a legit chance. And he is going for eagle. He chipped it, and the ball goes up, and then it rolls, and it stops right at the hole. And Nike actually made a commercial out of this because they zoomed in on the ball, and then you watch the ball just go whoop and fall right in. It was one of the greatest shots you will ever see. So Shane, what were you doing that day Tiger Woods made that shot? I can remember exactly what I was doing, but what were you doing that day when Tiger made the shot heard around the world?
Oh man, I can tell you, it's tough to say because that's around the high school baseball time, and Easter, around spring break, with the tournaments and everything else. But more than likely, I was at my grandparents'. My granddad, who was a minister, we would get up and do the sunrise service, and then we would come back, and we would all have a meal around 2 o'clock, and then we would normally stay and watch the end of the Masters together. And Vern Lundquist on that call, man.
Oh my!
Oh wow! Have you ever seen?
Have you ever seen a shot? Yes. That was a crazy shot.
So definitely, and Vern's been known to call some good things. So
yeah,
definitely a great shot and call. But definitely, I was probably there with my granddad watching it. if I wasn't getting ready for a baseball tournament. So, you know, that, as you mentioned, that run from 2005 through 2007 and 8 with Tiger was just miraculous. And that kind of, you know, I guess was the launching pad for it.
Yep. I'll go to Matt in a minute, but Matt, are we good? All right, and so here is the interview we had with Chase and his entire team. Hey, how's it, everybody? Welcome to literally your favorite sports talk show ever. It is the Sportz Nutz. We hope everybody had an outstanding week. And hey, real quick, shout out to everybody tuning in live. 95.5 KFCE, Tiger Nation Live, and all the other radio stations we air on across the country. And also to our international audience, which, by the way, we are now at 57 countries worldwide. Thank you guys so much for that one. Hey, real quick, if you live on Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu, and you need someone to cover your catering to your family outings or corporate events, send me a message at BrandonKeelerOnRadio@gmail.com, and we will get you in touch with our good friend Bobby, the owner of Kalamas Cuisine. Shane, man, how you doing? It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend, man?
Man, it was good. You know, got to watch some great things go on for the youngins in the sports world, especially the ones that I watched, which I'll highlight a little bit later. But man, other than that, it's been great. Great weather. So man, can't enjoy the world enough right now, and you know, excited to have everybody on tonight to get into some talk over you know, another NFC South team. You know, we'll save that for another time. But yeah, I'm glad to have these guys on.
Hey, real quick, remember, Ben will not be with us the rest of the season. He is working, so we will have him back in the start for season 7. But if you guys can, send him your best as always. He definitely is a busy bee. And Matt will be with us momentarily. Can't wait to have him back. Tonight's episode, though, is going to be a very informative episode. We have a very, very good friend of ours and also one of my relatives on here, Chase Cravey, the founder of Dirty Fanatics United, his entire team, which includes this gentleman right below me, Cody Keeler. Yes, sir. Hey, you know what, though, guys? We about to tell you guys that this team that these gentlemen represent, which is mine and Matt's favorite team, of course, is poised for greatness, and we are really excited on there. Chase, man, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. How is everything going on your end, sir?
Brandon, Shane, appreciate the invite, brothers. Glad to be here. Appreciate always spreading knowledge about what DFU is about and what the Atlanta Falcons should be this season for Atlanta Falcon fans. Brandon, I can't complain, man. Life's been good. Baby number 3 is on the way. We are blessed and highly favored over on this side of things. So could not be more excited to get into this episode, you guys. And once again, appreciate the invite.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Robert, dude, what is going on, brother? How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend, man?
Weekend was very relaxing. Celebrated my birthday. Got to hang out with my kids a little bit, and it's one weekend closer to football season.
Amen.
Really looking forward to seeing what the Falcons can do this year.
Oh, man, you ain't the only one. I've been ready for this one. David, dude, what is going on with you? Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend, man?
Weekend was awesome. I had a nothing weekend, was able to kick back, throw something on the grill this weekend and just chill out, you know, and, you know, sit around, watch a little TV and just, you know, relax. That was the
Sounds like a good weekend. Sounds like a great weekend.
That sounds like a great one, actually. All right, y'all. My cousin below me, Cody, dude. By the way, folks, I'm gonna tell you now, Cody's he's looking pretty fresh there with that number 11. Right. Cody, how are you doing, sir? Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend, man?
You know what? It was a good weekend. Getting ready for inventory, so went to work, you know, voluntarily for 5.5 hours. So Saturday blew by, but man, Sunday rolled around. And I was like, you know what? I got to go get my Jalen Walker jersey, man. So ran up to Atlanta real quick, went to the team store, got it, and got to put it on air, you know. So here it is. So
ain't nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Ain't nothing wrong with that, representing the well, I'm going to say this, the greatest team there was. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, Shane is a little biased. He is a Carolina Panthers fan.
Yeah.
So we will use him for that.
I'm a homer. You got to dethrone us this year.
Yeah, so we'll let it slide. Of course, Matt and I do like to rub it into the fact that he had to win the division thanks to us. So we're just going to say that out there. But man, let's get right into it. Chase, a lot of things have changed. A lot of changes really taken place over this offseason. We don't have Kurt Chains anymore. We don't know exactly yet when Penix will return. So Matt Ryan went out and did a lot of low-risk, potential high-reward signings, including Tua Tagovailoa coming aboard. What are your thoughts on how this offseason has gone for Atlanta, and what are your surprising additions that the Atlanta Falcons have gained?
So we'll start off from the top. We'll start with the Tua conversation first. I think Tua has a very top high end. As you stated before, Brandon, we spoke previously about this signing, high reward, low risk signing there. You're getting for 1 year. If you can get any production of what Tua had, I believe it was 3 to 4 years ago, ranking right in the top 5 of the league in passing yards and touchdowns as well. The biggest surprise to me was that the Atlanta Falcons were so aggressive with the Kevin Stefanski signing. As soon as the interviews came out, Kevin Stefanski was obviously, as the Falcons stated, the number 1 listing coach on their board. That's who they wanted from the beginning. A lot of people were other on the high end of Kubiak and coaches of that nature. But I think the aggressiveness behind getting Matt Ryan, getting this new GM and staff, getting the Kevin Stefanski, bringing in this new coaching staff to really work under the best quarterback the Falcons franchise, in my opinion, has ever seen step in the building. And now this guy's at the top of the list, a guy that took his own time to to help train a Michael Penix in his earlier career. The ceiling has always said, Matt Ryan said himself, if Michael Penix can stay healthy, the talent is there. And I truly believe that. We talked about Penix and his injury history coming into the NFL. It was obviously a scare and was possibly the only question of why the Falcons got so much criticism in taking him in the first round. I think the talent showed it. The arm talent showed it. What he did in college showed that Penix is a star and ready to shine, I think, in Atlanta. I think the Falcons found a good bridge quarterback in Tua. Now, I'm not saying that if Tua is just playing great ball in Atlanta, that Tua isn't your starter the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know what that table may be, but as of now, my label on Tua would be that he is a bridge quarterback. Penix will get the reps at this offseason. In training camp, he's already out throwing the ball. He's already had reps with receivers. Now, Tua has had more of those reps with the first round or the first starters on the team. With that being said, I think you walk out week 1, Tua Tagovailoa is your starting quarterback in Atlanta.
Absolutely. We're talking to Chase Cravey and his entire team of Dirty Fanatics United. Cody, man, I want you to before I go to Shane, I want you to piggyback on that question. What are your expectations for Tua this coming season, and are there any surprise signings that you see the Atlanta Falcons have done?
Well, for me, I would say if Tua could come in and beat Tua from 2 years ago, put up anywhere, I believe it was, 24, 26 touchdowns, can, limit the turnovers, the interceptions, to 9, 10, 11 range. Man, this team's going to be really good. Now, as far as where that leaves us with Michael Penix, I want Penix to succeed and I want him to do well. But if Tua comes out here and balls, it looks like he has. Falcons have put out, several videos, and it just looks really good for Tua right now. Michael Penix is going to be sitting on the bench, kind of watching, Tua do his thing, because I'm of the belief that if Tua's out there doing his thing, you can't pull the guy out. You're going to have to let him ride and let it go. And it's kind of a difficult situation for the Falcons to be in at that point, because you still really don't know what you got with Michael Penix. I think he's played a total of 14 games, got 4 wins, unfortunately with our situation last year with Zach Robinson, calling whatever you want to call that of an offense, I don't think that you really know what you have in Michael Penix. Now, Penix does have things to work on as well. He's got to get that footwork down. He's got to get, more stable there. That'll help his accuracy and things with like that. But ultimately, I think Penix, if he can stay healthy, which is always the big question, but I mean, that's Tua's big question too. Can Tua stay healthy? Could we see Michael Penix, starting week 4, 5, 6 because Tua's out? You just don't know. Hopefully our offensive line holds up, and keeps both guys healthy, throughout the season. As far as surprising signs for the Falcons, I don't think there was anything that really surprised me. I think what shocked me more was sending Ruka to Jacksonville in that trade. I think that kind of shocked me more than anything because, I kind of felt like Rook was coming along and kind of finding his place in his defense, rotating in and out. And then, you wake up one day and all of a sudden he's a Jacksonville Jaguar. So that was kind of my biggest surprise that the Falcons had kind of, made that trade. But man, I think this defense is going to be special either way. So, but that would be my surprise.
Absolutely. I'm going to sentiment you on that right away because, I do like all the signs that Matt Ryan has done. And I mentioned to you guys before, it's a lot of lower risk, potential high rewards. I mean, for crying out loud, you got a quarterback for $1 million. Does anybody know where you can find that nowadays? Because I sure as heck don't see that. So that's pretty amazing that they were able to do that. And obviously, the big question, like you just mentioned, Cody, is the offensive line capable of sustaining the level of success as expected? I hope we don't have any major issues with the injury bug because that injury bug seems to be the MVP of a lot of seasons, unfortunately. So, Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming on with us, man. We really do appreciate it. Although I had to do a deep dive in and kind of get into the whole Falcons deal when, I'm gearing up for my Panthers hitting the field myself. But, my first question I want to go to David on this one. Atlanta made a couple good draft choices this year. One of them being Zachariah Branch. I think he's going to be kind of one of those key pieces as a rookie. Be it his size and stature is not big, but I think that he could be a big playmaker, which we saw, and kind of a gadget guy to open up Bijan and London and Pitts in that offense. What are your expectations from that young rookie kind of fitting into this offense?
Well, I guess say that he's going to have an integral part in this offense. He's definitely going to be that gadget guy, the guy that's going to be able to stretch the field, like you said, take some of the attention away from, Pitts and London, and that's, the third, fourth option, because, we already got a tier of, playmakers that are going to get there. So I think they slide in, of course, Bijan, Drake, Pitts, and I think Branch and Dotson will be right there in that next tier, of who to get the targets and everything. But I think we're in a good position with whoever is behind center. The offensive line is, just spoken on. I think that Tua, if he's back there, he's going to be operating behind a much better offensive line than he's seen the last couple of years in Miami. And I think that he has, like you're saying, the accuracy is the biggest thing that we look forward to him. And I think he'll be able to get those weapons on the ball in spaces that they'll be able to operate. And, if you get Zachariah a step, it's to the house. So I think we're in a real good position with him, being able to slide into the third, fourth option in this offense.
All right, I like that. Now, before I go to my next question, what is everybody's thoughts also? Because you just mentioned, David, what is your thoughts on Pitts? Do you think that he is worthy of his signing? Is a big one there?
Yeah, I think the consensus of this group right here, we love that signing. I think that for the money that we got him for, and then how the contract was structured and everything, I think that he gave us some more money back to the cap, and everything, and we'll be able to go out and make another move or two. As camp comes in. You was asking about surprise signings a little bit ago. I think the surprise signing is yet to be made because we're still sitting on like $37 million waiting to go in the training camp. And I think that, it's going to be a shocker who's been added to the team going forward before the season starts.
I agree. Shane, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, my next one is for Chase, and I'm going to keep it along the lines of that kind of rookie in this past draft. We saw another Terrell brother join the Falcons. Do you think that he can kind of step up and kind of become that nickel corner option for you guys? That kind of the defense is just lacking, especially with giving up, I forget who it was, to the Bills this offseason.
Yeah, so that player you're speaking on, D. Alford, a guy that maintained a lot for this defense throughout the past 3 years. Shout out to D. Alford, headed over to Buffalo. I think he's going to do big things for that defense. But speaking on Avion Terrell, we talked about shocking surprises, things that happened for the Atlanta Falcons. For the Atlanta Falcons to grab an Avion Terrell, the brother of A.J. Terrell, possibly one of the top 3 best cornerbacks that has played in Atlanta right now in this era of football, since I've been watching the Dirty Birds. We talk about having those 2 guys on the field and Terrell filling that nickel spot, as you talked about, Shane. What is going to really benefit Avion Terrell and really taking that nickel spot is the fact that Billy Bowman Jr. last year, coming off of the surgery, nobody knows where he's at in that rehab. He is out on the field. He is doing warm-ups. He has been doing walkthroughs, but he has not went 100% yet in their little mini camp, rookie camp, whatever you want to call it. So I think that alone helps Avion Terrell take that spot. Now, the biggest question is, will Avion Terrell take the nickel spot, or will Avion Terrell shadow Mike Hughes and eventually overtake Mike Hughes at that position? That is the question mark for me. But I think Avion Terrell brings a major impact to this defense, man. And not only just because of the brotherhood that he has with his brother, being able to play the same position on the same side of the ball, I think that really speaks a chemistry level that certain teams don't have in that secondary. And for the Falcons to actually go out and grab the one position that I said we must address heading into the draft, I'm extremely happily excited with what Ian Cunningham has done this first season in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Chase. Now, this question I have is for everybody, and I want everybody to give an answer. What game or games have you guys circled on your calendar for this schedule that says that's going to be the game? I'll go to you first, Robert. I want you to give that first answer to that. What is the games you have circled first?
Well, I think Shane's going to be happy with this answer. We've got to dethrone Carolina. Week 2 at home in the Benz. That's really going to be a telltale sign as to how far this team is going to progress. It's going to give us a telltale sign about, if the team is buying into Kevin Stefanski's message. It's going to be, we've just got, if we're going to make the playoffs, if we're going to reclaim this division, it's like Ric Flair always used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, we got to beat the Panthers. We've got to take that division title away from them. Another game that I'm circling personally is Week 4 at New Orleans. That will be my first trip to the giant toilet. The Superdome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that atmosphere. I don't know how I'm going to be treated down there in black and red, but we'll see how that goes.
I've gone to a few games at the Superdome, and it's different. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot different than you'd expect. That building is old as dirt too, and it every bit of it does act like it's old. I didn't realize the Superdome has been around since like the mid '70s. But it's obviously it's had its updates on it, but it's still a pretty antiquated. But I will tell you this: put your earplug. It's loud. It is one of the loudest facilities I've ever gone to. It's fun though. It really is.
It's really fun.
They party from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
They start tailgating on Thursday and they end on next Thursday, kind of thing. That's how much they party there.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go to you on this, Cody, on that same exact question. What game or games are you circling that you're like, man, I'm legit cannot wait for these games?
Man, that's so easy for me. It's always the New Orleans game in Atlanta because you got to let them know what's up. Because that is our biggest division rival. No offense to Carolina. y'all are fun to play, but there is no kind of hate week like Atlanta hate week when it comes to the visitors. That's just the game to be at for me. That's when I get the loudest. That's when I get the, I guess more emotionally involved into things. A couple of years ago, I had a lady standing next to me, and we jotted each other for four hours the whole game. Neither one of us would let up. She went home very sad. So I always look forward to the Falcons versus the visitors. Just because it's got that college football rivalry to it, man. A lot of people are always like, oh, well, the best rivalries in, football is Dallas, Dallas, the Giants, Dallas, the Eagles, Packers, Bears. No, those rivalries are just old. And that's what you remember watching with your dad on the couch, sit with your grandpa doing that stuff. Real football fans, if you watch the Falcons and Saints, it isn't just the Falcons versus the Saints. It is Atlanta versus New Orleans. It's Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes. It's, Southern cooking versus that gumbo trash that they cook down there. Man, it's different. It's all in fun. It is all in fun. Nobody needs to take it too serious. It is just a game, but I love hate week, and I love hating the Saints. I've even gone to church on Sundays because I miss football so bad just to boo the Saints there. So
that's the best right there. I love that. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That's the best. All right. I hope Matt clips that and makes it a shirt because that was awesome. I love that. David, I'm going to go same question with you, and then Chase, I want you to finish that question. But David, give me which games are you circling?
Let's go right off the bat. Pittsburgh.
Come on.
Yes. we gotta like saying, setting the tone. That's gonna let there's a lot of uncertainty about this team right now. And I think week one is gonna give all of Atlanta a little bit more of a perspective of what Kevin Stefanski and this group of talented coaches that they brought together is gonna be able to what product they're gonna be able to put on the field. So week one, I'm looking forward to Pittsburgh. Actually going to that game to check the team out and everything, and I just want to see who we really are. Everything now is just I feel good about this team with the amount of talent that has been assembled. But like I said, just seeing that product live and in place week one, that's the game I got circled.
Absolutely. And Chase, what about you? Which game or games are you circling?
Man, so Robert stole mine right out the gate, and the reason why I say this is because this past year was my first year traveling to Charlotte to watch the Atlanta Falcons face Charlotte and lay just an enormous goose egg. Probably the worst game I've ever attended in my life, if we're being real. But I'm going to change the path of that.
It was a fun time.
It was pretty chill at first. I will say that Panther fans knew not to cheer too early. But once it started happening, it started happening. But we're going to pass week two, but we'll definitely have that circled on my list. But another game that I think is going to matter in the long run when it comes down to where the Falcons place in this NFC South or NFC period playoff picture. I'm going to have to circle the Chicago Bears, and then I'll give you another one with the Washington Commanders. The Falcons have a really tough stretch there. Week 1 through week 7. I mean, you're looking at the Steelers, the Panthers, a divisional game, the Green Bay Packers, that's another away game. You also have the Saints, another divisional game. You have the Baltimore Ravens back at home, the Bears at home, and then the 49ers at home as well. Then you go right back to another divisional opponent against the Buccaneers, not to mention the overseas situation throughout that span. So when I look at that stretch there, if the Falcons can find a way to beat the Carolina Panthers week 2, split their next game, and then if you really end up beating the Saints and the Bears, I think you're sitting at a nice spot. And I think it really shows the talent and how much resilient this team has. As David stated, week 1 means a lot to me as well, because I feel like in the past, week 1 has been a bummer. People always expect more out of the team on week 1, but I feel like the Falcons, the past few week 1s have just absolutely let us down, other than the Bucs last season when, Penix really won you the game, and then the defense finds a way to ultimately lose that game. But I mean, I think if you can make it through that week 7 stretch, I think you're looking at a decent football team.
Absolutely. We're talking to the Dirty Fanatics crew, Chase Craven, his entire team. Shane, go ahead, man, with your next question.
Oh yeah, well, as all y'all know, the Falcons made many changes over this past offseason, mainly there with the coaching staff and the front office. Yep. My first question is going to be for Robert. I want to get kind of what kind of impact do you think the Matt Ryan being president of football and the new GM there, Ian Cunningham, are going to have on this team going forward?
Well, the main thing that I think Matt brings to the table is the familiarity. I mean, he was the quarterback here for all those years, won an MVP award, by far the most successful quarterback we've ever had. So he has a pretty good idea of what's expected from Arthur Blank, from what's expected from the fan base, from what's expected from the community. And I think with Ian Cunningham coming in, I think he's his time spent in Baltimore and Chicago, I think he's really learned a lot about what it takes to build a sustained winner. I think he has done a great job with the, like we touched on earlier, low risk, potentially high reward free agents. I think he addressed all the needs in the draft. I think he's really going to have a positive impact. And of course, when you get down to it, he's really got to clean up the mess that Terry Fontenot left us in. And so far, I think he's off to a good start.
I agree. Shane, go ahead. Oh, you're muted.
Oh yeah, well, these touchy screens here, but the second part that I want to go into is coaching staff. And Cody, I want to get your thoughts on this. Kind of, what do you see? With Stefanski at the helm, and what can we expect? And even with the new play caller that you have behind the scenes this year.
Yeah, well, Coach Stefanski, I think what you're going to get is you're going to see a lot of what you had in his time in Cleveland. This offense is going to run through Bijan Robinson with, no surprise to anybody. He's obviously the best running back in the NFL right now, and he probably will be for a while. So I think what you're going to see is you're definitely going to see more of a heavy run, open up the pass, let these weapons that you've got, Drake London, Zachariah Branch, Kyle Pitts, Austin Hooper. But what you're really going to see, I think, as far as it goes, is they're going to let Bijan eat, and then from there they're going to go ahead and they'll open up that passing play. But the offense is going to run through Bijan like it should.
Before I get my last question, there's a little bit of a breaking news that came in today with the NFL. A certain defensive player who likes to eat the Atlanta Falcons O-line for breakfast, lunch, and dinner has requested a trade. And you heard David mention there is an abundance of cap space available. Do you guys think Matt Ryan as a whole he's working his magic, and maybe we see Vita Vea become a Falcon? What are your thoughts on that, Chase?
I just find it extremely, extremely rare that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would trade Vita Vea to the Atlanta Falcons. So now, with that being said, I absolutely agree. I guarantee you any GM in the NFC South has called about Vita Vea and what it would take to trade for that person to land on their team. But I would think it would take a tremendous amount of what, just to even grab Vita Vea, what that contract looks like, what is your team eating to take on that contract. And I don't even know the numbers right now, Brandon, because it is so new. It came out today on the way home. I've seen it. So I'd have to do some more studying on that. But I think if I had to put a percentage on it, I'll give the Falcons a 10% chance of landing Vita Vea in Atlanta.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yes. No, I was kidding. All right. Before we let you guys go, I want each one of you, and I'm going to start with you, David. Give us your record prediction for this upcoming season for the Atlanta Falcons and the entire playoffs. Who do you think are being in the 7 seeds in the playoffs?
Oh, that one count. I'm gonna say the record 10-7. I think that we win the NFC South. I know I'll have to break down the divisions. I don't have that right in front of me. I don't want to throw out any teams that I don't know. I'm
let's
good with
do
the
that
NFC
with the
South.
Falcons. Yeah, the NFC South.
That one kind of caught me a little bit off guard. The NFC South, I do have us winning the division at 10-7.
What about you, Robert? What record do you give the Atlanta Falcons?
I agree with David. I think 10-7, and I think we win the division. This is going to be one of the toughest schedules we've had in a while, and as long as the team can stay healthy and if we can get consistent quarterback play, and as long as the defense keeps making strides, definitely 10-7, definitely winning the division. I see us probably as the 4th seed in the playoffs. And just, the fan base is hungry for a winner right now. And, just any positive swing toward a winning record is going to be well.
I agree. What about you, Cody? Give me your record.
Well, okay, this is going to be the Falcon fan in me. The Falcons are going to win 12, 13 games this year. If you can get three things, consistent quarterback play, healthy quarterback play, and Bijan being Bijan, man. I'm telling you right now, this Falcon team can win 13 games. You're not going to have the kicking problems that you had. You're not going to have, your defense has gotten a little bit older, more experience. You kept your defensive coordinator. I think Coach Stefanski is definitely a better head coach than Coach Raheem. Not throwing shade. I'm just saying he's definitely a better head coach. I'm telling you right now, watch the Falcons win 12, 13 games. You're definitely going to win the NFC South. You're probably going to be looking at the 3 seed in the playoffs. But yeah, this team is geared for a good run, and I think that they can get a lot done. But just give me consistent quarterback play, and we'll be all right.
I like that. All right, and we'll edit out that little blip there for you, Chase. No worries. But I want you to hear.
It's something we do on the show, and it just slipped my mind.
It's okay. I want to hear your predictions for this upcoming season. We've heard 10-7 and 13-4, but what are you thinking?
I think the Atlanta Falcons, I think it takes 10 games to win this division. But realistically, if I'm thinking, it is a first year in Atlanta for Kevin Stefanski. And I'm the type of fan, man, I always shoot low so the expectations can be high if the Atlanta Falcons make it to that run. But I'm going to keep it a buck, and I think the Atlanta Falcons can win 9 games. This is a very tough schedule, guys. You're looking at some of these teams that have been in the playoffs a couple of years, like not in the past 10. These guys are continuously in the playoffs, and the Falcons play a lot of them type of teams in this stretch. So if the Falcons can win, I think if the Falcons can go 9-7, I think the Atlanta Falcons can somehow win this division and slip into the wild card.
9-8. Yep, absolutely.
9-8.
You're good. No worries. Their names, they are the Dirty Fanatics United. It is a podcast solely designated. Actually, not a podcast. It's a sports talk show solely designated for your Atlanta Falcons. They are Chase Cravey, Cody Keeler, they're Robert, they're David. There's a guy named Rick, and then, of course, Chase's brother, Philip. Hey, real quick, Chase, before we let you go, can you tell everybody where they can find you guys on socials, and also when your next episode is going to drop for Dirty Fanatics United?
Absolutely, man. You can catch us at Dirty Fanatics United on YouTube. We're also on TikTok at DFU_ATL. You can also catch us on Facebook groups at Dirty Fanatics United. We are accepting all new offers and anybody that wants to check out Atlanta Falcons content. Also, we don't care if you're a Falcons fan, as long as you respect us, we'll respect you in the chat. So please pull up, give us your perspective of our team. We'll chat about your team. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. But like I said, TikTok, Facebook, also catch us on X now. We're also on X. But we do most of our streaming on YouTube. That is our biggest platform. So please check us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. And once again, Brandon, I can't thank you enough, you and Shane, for having us on tonight and getting this episode out. Absolutely,
man. We are beyond thankful. I'm glad to have you guys as, and I'm going to steal Cody's saying, a brotherhood. We are a brotherhood right here. We are one. We are families. And you know what? We all got to kind of say this to Shane, but rise up, baby. Rise up all day. Not keep pounding.
I'll go ahead and say this, man. I appreciate both making the playoffs. So
I can rock with it.
I'm gonna put it that way.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, gentlemen.
A good
Okay.
NFC South wild card matchup would be a game we all must attend.
Oh gosh, yeah,
That would be-
absolutely.
I mean, it's up between us and the Panthers, y'all, and the Buccaneers, and we all three have brutal schedules.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Saints are the only ones that lucked up, and they needed to
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Because they're soft, so it doesn't matter.
Boy, if you guys knew the amount of hatred Matt and I have for the Saints as well, oh man, there's
we really appreciate y'all.
yes, we
Okay,
really
anytime,
enjoy you guys, and we're gonna have you guys on again soon. Don't worry on that one because I have a lot of fun talking with you. And you know what though, if say come week 8, we can kind of talk a little smack to Shane. It'd be really good to talk about that too. So
Let's do it. By week 8, we'll both know how we're looking. I'm down for that.
that's right. Well, gentlemen, we thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon. Sound good?
See y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Excellent. Yes, thank you to Chase and his entire team for coming on our show. That really does mean a lot to us. Now it is time for everybody's favorite segment. It is the honorable mentions. We give love to a couple sports stories that you don't traditionally get enough of. So my first honorable mention is kind of like an honorable but also a dishonorable mention. The WNBA All-Star Game was an absolute joke for a performance. And Marcus McCallum even reiterates that one with me.
All-Star Game a joke? No.
Yeah. Just when you thought the shenanigans from other All-Star games had stopped, the WNBA said nope and followed suit. No defense, no fun, horrible halftime show. Even my 8-year-old daughter, y'all, who absolutely loves the WNBA, said, Daddy, I don't watch this more. This is boring. That's pretty bad when you have an 8-year-old child who says that. So hopefully the WNBA, they can figure things out, get this righted, because when you're still trying to build a brand, you don't fall back on what Big Brother and others do and just lollygag around on all-star events. So that's my first honorable mention / dishonorable. Shane, give us your first.
My first honorable mention is going to go out to Jackson Coiven. Won his first PGA Tour event at the 3M Open this past weekend. 21 years old. This is only his third PGA Tour tournament that he's ever been in. 3-time SEC Golfer of the Year, 2-time basically any best golfer of the year in collegiate sports. Went back and played at Auburn, led them to a national title, and now just won almost $2 million, I believe, for winning in the 3M Open. So congratulations, Jackson Coiven. And had to hold off a charging Scotty Scheffler with a 63 to beat him. So congratulations to Jackson.
Absolutely. Matt, give us
All
your
right.
honorable mention.
Yes, I have 2 honorable mentions I'm going to give today. The first one, man, we got to give it to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Carter just signed a 4-year, $160 million deal, $106 million guaranteed. He becomes the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. You know, cementing him as a centerpiece of Philadelphia's defense. So, whew, I mean, I think he went to UGA, right? Jalen Carter went to UGA.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Whew, highest
He
paid
got paid.
defensive tackle of all time. Thinking about the defensive tackles that we had. Donkey Kong Sue. I mean, you got
what is it? 38 mil a year or something like that.
It's something stupid.
4 years, $40 million a year, bro. 4 years, 160.
It's
you know,
insane.
so he's getting $40 million a year from a deep
Well,
tackle.
I think with everything that goes on, I think they said it's like 38 plus whatever.
Yeah.
Still though.
My second honorable mention goes out to the quote-unquote closing pitcher for the LA Dodgers. Over the weekend, he recorded his first save, you already hear this, in 9 years with a 4-3 win over the hapless Mets. And, of course, anybody can beat the Mets. Even Ray Charles can beat them, kind of thing. Had to say your quote on there, Matt. But this is the only reason why I'm shouting him out, because, I do not like the Dodgers, is the fact that it's his first save in 9 years. That's a really long time between closing games out. So I don't even remember the guy's name, but congratulations, though, for getting your first save in 9 years. Shane, what's your next honorable mention, please?
My next honorable mention is going to go out to the Miz, Jacob Mordechowski. They set the Brewers franchise record, striking out 7 of the first batters that he faced in the game against the Rockies this past time out. Ended up striking out 12 of 13 batters he faced before giving up a home run, but eventually finishing off the 5th inning. Only threw 83 pitches, but had 12 strikeouts. So he's coming back with vengeance.
That's for sure. Matt, give us your second honorable mention, please.
See, I wasn't here this past Friday, so I'm gonna go ahead. You guys didn't hear this from me, but I'm gonna go ahead and say what needs to be said.
Please don't.
LeBron James.
Oh my God.
Of the Philadelphia 76ers, guys. Hey, you can all you want. That makes them dangerous. Probably the most dangerous team in the East. So I expect the Sixers to be on every other week, or every week on TV.
Did you see the economic boost it's going to generate for them?
I won't be surprised if they
500. They're saying $550 million expected because of LeBron James in Philadelphia.
Yep, I won't be surprised if they change the whole Christmas Day schedule because of that, man. Which I probably will. He will be on Christmas. It's gonna probably be his last 1 or 2 Christmas days games playing, so he'll be on there. But Sixers, man, have become instant favorites to come out the East
until you meet the fan base. And if LeBron, I hope LeBron has a spine like no tomorrow, because if the moment the 76ers fans start seeing and sensing bad happening, they're gonna turn real fast. And you know that they do it with every team. The Sixers, the Phillies, the Eagles, who throw snowballs at Santa.
It's LeBron James. This is different.
Oh,
man.
God, don't say LeBron James. Anyway,
this is different.
My third honorable mention goes out to the AUSL and the Utah Talons. First off, the Utah Talons are back-to-back AUSL champs. But Andros, if you guys did not see this catch, it was an absolute web gem, and I'm literally meaning it. In the game, it was game 1 of the championship. She ran this ball. It was going to be a home run, right? And she jumped up and almost flipped over the wall and caught the ball. Came back and threw the ball and got the girl out at second that was trying to tag up. And she did it all like that. I mean, and it was so amazing of a catch. Even the announcers were like, "Oh!" They couldn't speak it. It caught them off so guard. And Cassie and I were like, "Whoa, did that really just happen?" And of course, Addison was really excited about that one. But that was definitely, it was number 3 on their SC top 10. But what an absolute amazing play. And again, shout out to every amazing athlete for the AUSL, as it was a very successful campaign. Shane, what's your third honorable mention?
My final honorable mention is kind of a 2-parter and kind of a throwback. Over this past weekend, Thomas Ian Nichols, better known as Henry Rowan-Gardner from the movie Rookie of the Year, came out with the Savannah Bananas and recreated a couple iconic scenes from the movie and everything else since they were visiting Wrigley Field at the time. So definitely great to see that. And then we're going to go with another 1993 throwback. It's going to go to a new film coming out August 26th called Dugout Dads.
Yes, sir.
This is, kind of takes our beloved Sandlot characters and has some of them as coaches in the Little League. Old Topanga off of
Topanga's on there, yes.
Yeah, that's the great Hambino's wife in the movie. Looks pretty funny. The trailer just came out yesterday, so if interested, go ahead and check that out. But definitely throwback weekend with a couple of great, baseball kind of kid movies that I remember from my childhood. Definitely, if I got a little bit of time, I might have to go back and watch them now.
Oh gosh,
all
yeah.
this news.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, first off, anytime you get to see Topanga, Danielle Fisher, by the way, did come out and she has her breast cancer is gone. Remember, she was basically stage 0, so she caught it super early. But yes, I hope you guys get a chance to check out Dugout Dads. And the way I found about that also was our good friend Tony Gladstone sent me. I was like, dude, I'm totally watching. This is gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Matt, do you have any more honorable mentions you'd like to share, sir?
Nah, that's it, guys. I'm good. I spent most of my honorable mention trying to get that video uploaded today. So that's it, man.
Hey, my fourth and final honorable mention goes out to the Atlanta Braves. They're finally starting to redistance themselves from the Phillies and the Marlins. And yes, we did lose last night to the Mets, but so did the Phillies. They lost to the Marlins. So, congratulations.
That was an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, they came back. I when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, Philly's going to win this one. Nope. Marlon said, hold my beer. So, yeah, congratulations on that. And I think we're on the, we're definitely, we already know one division is going to be set, and that's NL West. The Dodgers are like 14 and a half games up on the D-backs. So they're going to tie the Atlanta Braves consecutive division record win this year. Atlanta did 14, so this will be the 14th straight time that the Dodgers get it. So congratulations on that one. This was absolutely one of the most pleasurable shows we've done. Always good to get to talk to our good friends Chase and Cody and everybody with Dirty Fanatics Tonight. If you guys are interested, again, DFU_ATL on YouTube. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever else you can find them. We really appreciate them. And so it is that time we have to say goodbye to you, but we will be back on Friday. Matt, please tell everybody what they should and should not do.
Absolutely, guys. We got a week coming up. It's not the weekend; it's the middle of the week. It's my weekend, but it's the middle of the week, man. So make sure you don't go out there doing too much. If you're gonna drink, call a designated driver, call an Uber, get home safely. Don't get flagged in the game of life.
Call me now if you're for anything. Oh man, Shane, it's that time, man. We have to say goodbye. So, what is your final goodbyes to everybody, please, sir?
Oh yeah, well, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, and as always, may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease, indeed. And remember, we will be back with you on Friday with Abe Gordon. Matt's excited about this. We always have a good time with Abe. As I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down. Why it's the greatest sports city there ever was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic week. The weather has finally calmed down a little bit here, but more nasty weather's coming. So you guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to you on Friday. And as always, goodbye.